right, here we go. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. We're live late on a Monday night. Don't know how long this one's going to go, but we'll see. Sorry about that. Silence this. And we'll click this because I always forget to do that. All right. So we have a discussion. We're going to talk about All In and some things that happened related to the tickets, the press conference yesterday. I watched that. But before I get into the whole All In discussion, I had a conversation with, I wasn't going to talk about this. I was going to wait on this because I was texting an old buddy of mine. But screw it. I'm just going to announce it. Was talking with an old buddy of mine, Rant with Ant, from was talking to Ant from Rant with Ant. Hadn't talked to him in a long time. It's been a long freaking time. If you don't know Ant, you guys should definitely go check out the Rant with Ant podcast. Him and G-Rod put on a hell of a show. The newest addition to the show, and I can't say I know how long he's been with the show, is a guy named Phil. I don't know him that well. I know Ant and G-Rod, but in the process of the whole All In discussion yesterday, and trying to get tickets and all that stuff, I started messaging Ant, and he was like, "Hey, by the way, there's no timeline on this." He was like, "Hey, we'd like to try to put the band back together." And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to work with you guys. I'm cool with that." And because they've got their own website, but they said it's I haven't been on it for a while. It's under construction. They're doing some things with it. Rant with Ant had recently broken away from the New Age Insiders family, the group of podcasts, and they wanted to be solo on their own. They got their own website and stuff. So I was talking to him about that and how that came about, because I was just curious. I'm not going to get into that on here. But then we started talking about working together. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to work with you guys. I miss you guys. I still consider them, podcast family, because I was a part of the Wrestle Addict for a while. I don't remember how long it was. But, and we were all part of the, all on the Mind of Carnage site when we all had our own shows and all that kind of stuff. We all grew together, supported each other. Some dropped off, some went by the wayside, and whatnot. But Rant with Ant is still thriving. I'm still doing my thing on here, as you can see. And so we were talking about how we could collaborate somehow. He was talking about me putting some kind of content on their website. Now, like I said, there's no timeline to this. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be this week, next week, whenever. But I told him, I was like, well, what about, now I told him that I was already doing Lucha Underground and House of Hardcore exclusively for WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Initially, he had asked me about Lucha Underground content, then I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I've already got a thing that I'm working with Andre Corbeil with WrestlingWithWrestling.com. So I don't want to hurt that. I don't want to damage that. I really love what I'm doing with that because it's a growing family. He's got a lot of contributors. I'm just happy to be a part of it. So I was trying to think of something else I could do. I know he talks a lot of WWE stuff with G-Rod and Phil and stuff. So I was like, well, what if I do Impact Wrestling reviews for you guys? I can put my Impact Wrestling reviews on your sites. They seem to be, getting a few nice, for as far as nice numbers on my channel, they're about the most watched thing. And I was like, how about that? And he was like, I love it. So going forward, I don't know exactly when. I'll be letting you guys know. I'll promote it on the Twit box and all that kind of stuff. So I will be joining the Rant with Ant team and putting my Impact Wrestling content on their website. And we'll be collaborating and doing a couple things together, like, doing some shows together here and there. I don't think anything big and specific or anything. It's just kind of like, once or twice a month, maybe something like that. So I'm very excited about that, to be working with them again. So I'm kind of got my hands in a couple different cookie jars. I got my Lucha Underground and House of Hardcore stuff on WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Please go check out that site. And I'll be collabing with Rant with Ant and putting my Impact Wrestling reviews and news. I don't do a lot of separate news, but depending on what it is, I'll be putting my stuff on their website as well. So very excited about that, to be working with Ant and G-Rod again and becoming part of that family. And hopefully we can put the band back together and do a little classic Wrestle Addict stuff, for maybe, I don't know, pay-per-view stuff related. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm excited about it. So pretty stoked. I was going to wait on that because I didn't know a date, but I figured, I'm not going to give you guys a date as in, it's going to happen this week with the first one. And if they don't have the website ready, I'm not going to do that. If it happens, it happens this week. If not, I'll let you guys know exactly when it's going to happen. So, yeah, by all means, go check out Rant with Ant. They put on a fun show. Majority of it's WWE related stuff, but it's fun. It's a lot of good discussion. So, now over to the All In stuff. Notice my title says All In Discussion and More. That was the more part. Even though it all kind of surrounded the All In thing, because we were talking about being all in and Rant with Ant being a part of All In. No big details on that. I made the tweet yesterday, which got kind of comical, that Smash This Podcast is going to be all in. And then someone replied to that immediately and said, is this legit? And I'm like, legit? Yeah. I mean, everybody who either A, supports this cause, or B, gets tickets can say they're all in. I mean, it's kind of a general term, the event is called All In. I love what they're doing. I can say I'm all in, but I was actually fortunate enough yesterday after, oh God, how long did it take? I got on the site, clicked on it at about 3 or 4 minutes after. At that point, I was like, okay, who knows what's going to happen now? So I clicked on it, and the page is loading. and the page is loading. Each thing I did on the site, each like separate step, took 5 minutes or more. I was lucky enough to get two tickets, upper level. I'm cheap. I just wanted to be there, be a part of wrestling history. And the entire process took just over 20 minutes, like 21 minutes. We'll say 20 minutes. Within a half an hour, I heard I've heard a couple different numbers. I've heard a half an hour, 45 minutes. Most people are just saying in less than an hour. So let's say in less than an hour, the entire event was sold out. I had a feeling it was going to. This is hot. I was a little concerned because I heard, the New Japan event in, where the hell is it? Northern California, whatever town it's in, is not doing well in ticket sales. So that kind of had me scratching my head like, wow, the first one sold out in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. This next one, they're having trouble selling tickets. What's going on? Is this one? I mean, they don't have any matches booked. Well, they do, but I'm getting to that. At the time, when tickets went on sale, they had one match booked. I'll get to that in a minute. But they had appearances for wrestlers. They had guest star appearances, as in, signings or podcasts that are going to be happening. I mean, this is really a Mania size loaded Axis event, not to compare it to WrestleMania, or to, throw any shade on All In. And I'm not trying to do that. It's just, this is going to be massive. I mean, if you go to the All In Twitter page, and they've got in fact, the schedule just came out right before I went live. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You can go on the website, their social media, and check out the list of events. It starts on like Wednesday or Thursday and goes all the way to Saturday or Sunday or whatever day the first is on. It's Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. So it's a several day loaded event with all sorts of things going on, from appearances to podcasts. They're doing a roast of someone, I forget who. They just announced right before I went live that I was going to say Grandpa Buck. No, it's not Grandpa Buck. The Young Buck's dad, but whatever his name is, Buck, we'll say Buck Sr., is having open jam or something like that. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, if you're, a fan of the Young Bucks and watch the Elite and like the music and all that kind of stuff, and okay, then it's, some people might think it's a little hokey or something, but hey, if you're a fan of it, then you're all in and whatever, then just, it's going to be a lot of fun for a wrestling fan if you're a fan of them, If you're not, then you're not going to get it, I don't know when, if or when I'm going to be getting tickets for any of the appearances or autograph sessions or any of that stuff. I just wanted tickets for the All In event, period. Everything else was going to be secondary. So I can sit in, and please don't take this as I'm bragging. I'm not. I consider myself very lucky. I did not think I was going to get tickets, considering I, logged in to the site like 3 or 4 minutes after 3 o'clock here Central Time. I was like, oh my God, I actually got them. Printed out the confirmation. The tickets are getting mailed to me, and so yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that I actually got lucky enough to to get tickets. Let's talk about the press conference. The press conference was fun. If you have not seen it, you can go to the Being the Elite Twitch channel and go watch it. It was about a half an hour long. The actual press conference, there was like prep time and setup and whatever that, obviously is not really part of it. But overall, it's fun. It's real bare bones. I mean, these guys are doing it on their own, and they're very adamant in saying that. Very adamant. They don't have any big money sponsor, big money backer, nothing. Although someone that showed up at the press conference might have a little influence on the event, which is not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. Chicago's own Smashing Pumpkins leader, NWA owner, no, not Ice Cube. Shut up. You just sit over there and just behave, please. I'm trying to do this. It's late. I'm tired. Just chill. Billy Corgan showed up looking like a Chicago gangster. Seriously. He strutted in, suit, fedora, cocked. I was like, oh, oh, he's looking smooth. He's looking slick. Billy Corgan said the NWA is all in. That's pretty freaking cool. Now, if you haven't been following the 10 Pounds of Gold story and what they've been doing with Nick Aldis as the traveling NWA champion, and his stories and the one thing I need to catch up on is all the stuff that they did in China with Colt Cabana and the shows they put on over there. And that's pretty groundbreaking if you ask me. If you've been following them, you know how special it is. If you don't, you have to. It's as if you're a casual fan, you're not going to give two shits. If you're a diehard wrestling fan, if you're a passionate wrestling fan, please go check out the stories, the matches, the vlogs. They've really put together some really unique things. And the fact that Billy Corgan said that the NWA Championship is going to be defended at this event is pretty cool. They announced that the main event. Now, this is so unique. Usually it's like, okay, we're going to announce the card and then hopefully people will flock to this. They don't have a card booked, folks, okay? People are going off of who is showing up for this. That's it. The only match that they announced was the one that was put out there by Corgan. He said, I don't remember who said what. I think Corgan said the NWA Championship will be defended in the main event of All In. That's massive, folks. Whether you like what the NWA is doing or not, that's massive. Period. End of subject. Now, September is a ways away. So they've got time to book the rest of this. But the big question is, A, who's going to be champ? And then B, who's going to be going after it? Who's it going to be defended against? That was announced right after Billy Corgan left the podium. Cody Rhodes announced that he is going to be the one going after the NWA Heavyweight Championship, the 10 pounds of gold. Wow. That's pretty flippin' awesome. Now, Nick Aldis, a.k.a. formerly Magnus of TNA. I say TNA because he was that in TNA. I know it's Impact Wrestling now. But if he's still champ, which he very well could be, and I like him as champ. He's a solid performer. Hell of a heel. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's still champ. I think Cody and Nick Aldis could put on a hell of a match. Nick Aldis has defended it all over the damn place. Europe, China, all over the U.S., different organizations. So who knows if he's going to hold on to it till then. I don't have an opinion as far as whether I'd like him to drop it before then or not, but I'm just excited that Cody's getting a chance at it. And I'm not going to speculate anything else really to that point. I know the NWA is slowly, they're taking baby steps right now, folks. People are like, well, when are they going to get TV? When are they going to put a roster together? Baby steps, okay? The NWA has been dormant and literally in pieces all over the country, all over the world. For this organization being affiliated to like 24 others, if not more, over how many decades. And now that's all done. It's bare bones. They're starting with the championship that just goes back in the day, and they're building it from there, one fan at a time. And you can see it all on the YouTube channel, and it's slowly gaining momentum. And I think do I want them to get TV and really do something big and bold and grab your balls and hang on? Yeah, but I think Billy's playing it smart. He's taking baby steps. He's doing one thing at a time, and he's all in, folks. So I'm very excited that he's going to be part of All In, and that the NWA is headlining this. So that's big for the All In event and NWA by itself. So there's been a lot of people watching the matches on YouTube, social media, wherever the championship has taken place. CZW, House of Hardcore. I can't think of the one in California that it's on TV once in a while. It's slipping my memory. Hollywood Championship Wrestling, something like that. I watch a few episodes here and there. They've got an okay product. They got a few familiar faces on there. So, but this is going to be, 10,000, I don't know, have an exact number, but this is going to be 10,000 people watching the NWA at a live event. That's thousands more than Ring of Honor draws right now, folks. I mean, some house shows for WWE can't even get half of that. I've said this, I don't know how many times this year, folks. Wrestling is changing this year. The independent scene is booming. It's exciting. It's more raw than Raw right now, okay? And I'm a WWE fan, so that says something. I heard someone say the other day, Raw hasn't been Raw since back whatever. Anyways, it was funny when I read it. So Cody's headlining it with the NWA Championship. Who's going to hold it? I don't know. We'll find out more as we get closer. We'll have more of a definite feeling of, okay, is Nick going to hold it all summer? We'll see. What else? CM Punk was brought up at there was a short questionnaire that happened after the press conference that I saw on YouTube from, I'm trying to remember what YouTube channel, just so I can pass it on so other people can watch it. Fightful.com's YouTube channel, I believe is what it is. Yeah, Fightful.com's YouTube channel. And it's not long. It's like 15, 20 minutes or something. And it's just Cody and the Bucks answering questions, asking, because CM Punk, and I discussed this a little bit very briefly Friday afternoon, I released a video. Just when they made the announcement about the 1 Hour Tease appearance the day before. And of course, someone asked, well, he's going to be at, 1 Hour Tease the day before. And the promotional pic or flyer, whatever you want to call it, that was put on Twitter specifically says All In Weekend. It doesn't say CM Punk is all in, but there's been a ton of speculation. A lot of people are assuming, I'm assuming too, and I heard, what did I hear? Was watching something. Somebody was talking about a possible CM Punk appearance. Which one was it? Was it Ollie Davis from Wrestle Talk? Very entertaining, funny guy. Go check him out. And if it's a topic that you don't even want to hear him talking about, sometimes them just talking about it, how they present it is hilarious. Hello, I'm Ollie Davis. Go buy a t-shirt. Makes you want to buy a t-shirt. I almost bought 50 of them watching his videos, but I haven't. I wish I could be that sexy and be that British. Yeah, I said that. Shut up. No, it's not leaving my wife. Would you just go back to bed? Jeez Louise. Anyways, he brought up something very interesting. Purely speculation. Going to repeat it back for you guys just in case you haven't heard it or thought it. He mentioned that the possibility of CM Punk showing up is a great, it's, a lot of people think it's going to happen. I do too. He's fighting for UFC in a match coming up somewhere a few weeks from now, June, whenever. I heard the announcement, didn't pay much attention to it. Am I excited for him? Sure. Am I going to watch it? Yeah. Probably not for $50, but anyways. Do I think he's going to wrestle at All In? No. One thing they did say at the press conference was depending on how tickets sold the day of or the duration, leading up to the event, would be a good indication if there was an All In 2. Well, I think they are definitely going to plan an All In 2 now. Obviously, they're not going to tell you anything about that now. They're still revealing stuff for the first one in September. But my point of this subject is Ollie Davis said something to the effect of he thinks CM Punk is going to show up at this one and set up a match for the second one. Who wouldn't want to just be at that for that? I'm telling you, this, there's so many people out there that sit there and say, oh, I hate CM Punk and blah, 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 and I don't care, and angry. I'm an angry wrestling fan and all that other lovely stuff. You tell me you're not going to jump out of your shorts when, if and when he shows up at the event and speaks 2 words, and people are going to be hanging on every single frigging word that he does at the event. Me in the last row of the, what is it called? Sears Center? I know I am. So yeah, I mean, let's, did they, I kind of thought last minute they would announce him for the event to boost sales, but obviously the appearance at 1 Hour Tease does fuel a lot of speculation for the entire weekend. They released the schedule for a lot of different things going on over the course of 3 or 4 days for StarCast. CM Punk was not announced for that. Individual photograph signings and all that, appearances, as in wrestler appearances, I believe are going to be released later. And tickets for that are going to be sold separately, is what it sounds like. But CM Punk was not added to that. So, talk amongst yourselves. There's going to be people talking about this a lot over the course of the next several weeks, couple months, whatever, leading up to it. They might have everybody hanging on the edge of their seats right up until showtime to see if he shows up or whatever. I think he's going to. Beyond that, I'm not going to throw a whole lot of thought into it. We'll see what happens. What else? One big announcement as far as a name that was said to be absolutely all in for this event was none other than Lucha Libre legend, I'll leave it at that, Rey Mysterio. I mean, he's been everywhere, and he's making appearances everywhere this year. Just this year, he's made 2 appearances in the WWE at the 2 Royal Rumbles, the greatest and the other one. He is going to be appearing at a New Japan event somewhere later this year. Dominion? I don't think the match has been set yet, but the date has been set. So he's going to be there, probably facing off against a junior heavyweight of some sort. My guess, Will Ospreay or Marty Scurll or Kushida. He's been announced for Triple Mania? AAA. He's going to be making appearances there relatively soon, within the next month or 2. He's a co-owner and part of Aero Lucha. They're in the process of setting up TV and doing tapings and stuff. Rey Mysterio is everywhere. Okay, that's my point. He is the hottest free agent, making appearances all over the world, big promotions, big dates, big matches. Well, big matches just because he's one half of whatever match he's partaking in. Hell, he could face James Ellsworth. People would be like, oh my God. Maybe that was a poor example of any old name. But anyways, someone's going to watch us and be like, book it! Drink a 30-pack of beer. Yeah, Rey Mysterio versus James Ellsworth. Headline, All In 2. Book it! Rey Mysterio is going to be All In. And I don't know what they didn't announce, any matches for him besides the headliner with Cody and, question mark NWA championship. Shush. Darn cats. I'm not talking about Prince Puma. Go to bed. All right. They usually do that when I'm talking about Lucha Underground. Crazy. So yeah, very excited about that announcement. That was the big one. Got a lot of people hyped that were present for the press conference. Didn't hear a lot of chatter online, but that's okay. I think people just in general are very excited for All In. I know there's some frustrated people that had a lot of trouble with getting tickets, and I know there was some discussion of scalping. Not going to really give that a lot of attention just because they didn't buy a lot of tickets, and I'm not going to give them any more attention than they deserve, because it is what it is, unfortunately. But so yeah, Punk is sure to be a part of it. Not confirmed, but hey, that's my speculation. I think he's going to show up. Ray is all in. The guest appearances, podcasts, and everything under the sun that is being announced over the course of the last few weeks have been nothing short of amazing, folks. I don't know what else to say about it. Go check out the list. And I'd be here another hour talking about it. I'm not going to. It's crazy. Just the all-in participants. I don't know how many there are. The men, women, and yes, I'm impressed with the women. Tessa Blanchard was actually at the press conference talking about it. Deanna Purrazzo, I think if I said that incorrectly, I apologize. She was there too. She didn't speak, but she was there at the press conference. So yeah, go check that out. It's on the Being the Elite Twitch channel, and I think they also had it on Facebook. They had it somewhere else. I don't think it's on YouTube. But so yeah, that's it. Pretty much just wanted to talk a little bit about the press conferences, getting tickets, some speculation about the event, the NWA being involved, Ray, Punk. And then at the beginning of this, if you came in late, I talked about my involvement with the Rant with Ant podcast on their site. I'm going to be a part of that going forward very soon. If not this week, very soon. My Impact reviews will be a part of them. So, yeah, like I said, we're kind of putting the band back together in a way. Used to be affiliated with them in the Wrestle Addict, and it's just great to be working with G-Rod and Ant again, and I'm sure I'll be working with Phil in some way, shape, or form. I don't know him. But I've seen his videos that he's posted, little opinions and stuff on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. He has a great passion for what he talks about, so that I will give him his due respect for. So yeah, let me know what you think about this whole hullabaloo, all the all-in stuff. Let me know if you got tickets. Are you planning on going the whole weekend? So far, I'm just planning on going the day of the all-in event. I know the Rant with Ant guys are going to be there pretty much all weekend. Planning on meeting up with them at some point. I don't know when, how, where, whatever. And I do plan on putting some weekend footage right here on my channel from the event, the day of, kind of day in the life vid that I've done before. I've done that a couple times. The last WWE event at the Bradley Center downtown Milwaukee, I did one that was kind of fun to put together. I did one for GFW when they came to Appleton, Wisconsin, meeting Jeff Jarrett and all the guys involved in that show. That was still by far one of my favorite wrestling events ever. So much fun. So yeah. And I'm sure I'll be putting more stuff about All In on here periodically, depending on what happens, who, what, when, all that stuff. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. Are you going? Are you excited? Are you still all in, even if you didn't get tickets? They did say that if you didn't get tickets or were not able to get tickets, they are talking about airing it somehow, some way. But just remember, folks, they are doing this all on their own. And I'm sure between now and then, they are going to figure out a way to, my guess is put it on the Twitch channel, Being the Elite Twitch channel, or set up an all-in Twitch channel. Twitch has becoming very popular in the world of wrestling, independent wrestling. Impact, AAA has got one. Wrestle Circus, House of Hardcore. You watch all their events on there. It's growing. Twitch is not just gaming anymore. Excuse me. So somehow, some way, I'm sure they'll air it. They'll get some help. And if not, I'll put my crappy phone footage on there for you. Put some highlights or something. We'll see. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts below. And we'll talk to you real soon. Good night, folks. Oh, one quick thing. MLW has recently given public access to their episodes. You used to have to be a subscriber to the Be In Sports package through whatever cable provider you have. I have the one cable provider that does not have any Be In Sports channels. So I do not have access to MLW, Major League Wrestling Fusion. That's their TV show. It's a 1-hour thing. Started about a month ago. They just put the first 4 or 5, whatever it is, episodes on their YouTube channel and on the Be In Sports YouTube channel. So they will be uploading them there. I'm very grateful for that. I am going to be checking that out. I may review them on here, possibly. So look for that in the future. Very excited about that because I've heard about some of the people on there. Pentagon, Shane Strickland, just for an hour's worth of wrestling, you're getting your money's worth. Trust me. So yeah, go look that up on YouTube if you don't have the Be In Sports package. All right, that's it. I've talked long enough. Good night. Have a good one. See you down the road real soon.